Welcome to the practice of sitting to grow one's awareness. And with great possibility, we use that awareness to notice that we're all connected. That we are all connected. Regardless of preference, regardless of sides. We're all connected. And hopefully as we start to come to that realization, we take comfort in feeling supported underneath all the stuff that we can feel supported simply by us realizing we're all connected. Let's take a few more minutes for people to collect. Choose your seat carefully and wisely. If you have options, consider what they might be today. What are you choosing to sit on, and where are you choosing to sit? Right? Allow the position you take on, the space that you take on, to support you in your attempt to grow more aware. So let us tune in. Such an interesting concept, the practice of tuning in. I mean, clearly, if you want to chant with me, Om, and I hope you do, and I hope you will, that, you're hearing yourself, maybe you're hearing me as well, but that we're really turning into the vibration that cuts through the isolation, the vibration that cuts through the isolation. And once again, this weaves us together as humans, right? That we grow aware, we take some time to become aware so that we can realize that we are all connected. And that cuts through all sides, all preferences, all segregation. So as we're tuning into ourselves and perhaps to me, we're really tuning into each other. We want to really imagine the vibration, feel the vibration around the sacred sound dome that is universal. It's like an uncovering of the universal sound of vibration, of heartbeat, of pulse, of rhythm that we all have. Breathe in. Namaste. Thanks for showing up. For yourself, of course. Show up and open up. But thanks for showing up for us, that we have these reminders that these feeds of technology by way of social media can serve as some good, some positivity, some connection. such crazy rough times these days. Let this serve as some medicine on the relatability of just simply feeling and being human. Just giving yourself some time to sit and be amongst others. So, anybody tuning in for the first time, typically I start like a little jam that's completely improv for a few moments to bring us to a very commonality, and then we sit in quiet and some breath work for a few moments. But I don't know, today I feel like I want to hear from you guys. So, type me a line. How you feeling? If you have a question, what's the biggest trigger in all of this craziness? Because there's so much, right? Like, what's really getting to you? What's eating at you today? And or perhaps if you've been practicing with me for a while, maybe you're starting to notice that there's a shift, that there's something different happening within you. Maybe you're starting to realize that you're not as anxious or angry as you were in the beginning. I don't know. But someone just please, I'll kind of answer or address the first thing that comes through. Woo, I'm getting close. Good vibrations. Yes. That sacred sound, Om, brings us to good vibrations. So yeah, shout it out. Any question, anything that's coming through right now that you care to share. I know sometimes it's nice to just be quiet and sit back and kind of stay anonymous, if you will, but feel free to raise something up for us to address together, and I'll just kind of improv a response. I feel like there's a lot of people going, Patrick, what do you have to say? All right, I guess it's going to be up to me. So let's go back to Sacred Sound Om for a second. Let's talk about that a little deeper, because it really can be medicine. It really can be medicine. It doesn't matter if you're chanting with me or not. It doesn't matter if you like the sound of your voice or not. It doesn't matter if you've ever been to choir practice or not. None of that matters. All right, here comes something. For so long, I've needed outside validation. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I can't get the more. I'm sorry, I'm like hitting it, but let's just stick with that. Let's just stick with that, because there's so much that comes through. I bet as soon as I say outside validation, a lot of us are nodding. And this is what these sits are about, that we realize we're together in this, that we realize we're not the only one with the problem, we're not the only one experiencing the difficulty, right? Outside validation is huge. I'm just, I'm contemplating, why is it so huge? I mean, it's definitely an issue for many. We seem to need peers, others, to validate our existence. There's something really to be said for that. It makes a heck of a lot of sense. We put on a new outfit or get a new haircut, and as we go out into the world, we want somebody to go, hey, all right, I see that. I see the change in you, right? And then even more specifically, we start to do the inner work, right? We start to deal with our stuff. We start to heal and deal. And yep, we walk outside and we want somebody to go, hey, I recognize a change in you. I see you are changing. And then it's like, yes, it's happening. So part of this work, or a lot of this work, has to do with building internal strength, building internal awareness, building an internal connection to you in such a way that you are the one going, hey, I see the change, So every once in a while you want to kind of stop the routine of your day, stop the nonsense, stop the chaos, stop the autopilot, Plop yourself down, sit, and just observe something within you, something within you. And then allow yourself the time to come to realize how much you've changed, because we're all changing. We're always changing. We're in a state of flux as natural creatures. But we don't always give ourselves the time to witness the change, to witness the growth, to see the evolution within us. You're not the same person that you were before COVID began. This crisis has strengthened all of us. No matter how bitter you are, no matter how afraid you are, no matter how sick of it you are, you've all changed. And I don't even know you, but I know you, because deep inside we're all the same. The human pulse, the human vibration, the Om within each and every one of us. We are all energetic beings vibrating on frequency. That's happening inside us. And yes, it's a beautiful thing when somebody else recognizes that. It can just, make our day, right? But it's not the only thing. It's not the only way. So as we learn to sit with ourselves, we learn to execute compassion, patience, tolerance, forgiveness. We become less judgmental of the self. Essentially, we become our own best friend. We learn how to love ourselves. Now, I mention always on these feeds, I am so grateful to be in a position of having very intimate conversations with many as I do private work with people. And it comes up. I can't even say 9 times out of 10. It comes up 10 times out of 10. With every single person, the issue of self-love is a huge issue. It's a problem. We're taught how to love ourselves. So we look for it elsewhere. And there's nothing wrong with looking for it elsewhere as long as it's not our only feed and our only source to recognition and to realization. The practice of yoga, I talk about this at the studio all the time. When we're here, who knows when we'll be here again. Practice of yoga is self-realization. It moves us into a state of self-realization, not self-perfection, right? Not me telling you what to do and giving you a grade on how well you did it and patting you on the back so that you feel better about yourself. No, it's about you clearing out enough space to say, hey, wow, I didn't realize I was that angry as long as I was this angry. I never really allowed myself to sit in my own anger. Let me see what else is there. Let me see if I can love myself around my own anger, around my own jealousy, around my own insecurity, around my own anxiety. And then as you wrap your arms around yourself, as you sit with what's there, you kind of walk this earth with kind of hugging yourself, partnering yourself. So then that partner part of you starts to get stronger, and you start to hear it more often. It's like, hey, wow, you're handling this problem different. You're not reverting to those old habits. And you're giving yourself the pat on the back and the thumbs up. And then, it's nice when others do it too. I mean, how wonderful to have a supportive community that actually witnesses your own personal growth. But we train ourselves, we train our inner eye to do that for ourselves. It's a long process. One of the biggest problems, I'll say the 2 biggest issues that come up with the practice of self-awareness are patience, time, and judgment. So what I mean by that is we start to become aware, more than likely we start to become aware of something that's been stuck to us for a long time that we didn't want to see, that we were kind of like pushing down, right? So typically judgment comes through when we see something that we don't like about the self. So learning how to be compassionate with oneself, learning how to love oneself through what we don't like within ourselves. And then, secondly, the time that it takes to cultivate a practice of compassion, a practice of awareness, so that you start to witness your own changes. Like, hey, I really am actually starting to love myself. Hey, some of that anger has dissolved. Good job, buddy, right? Like, our culture just is so used to self-loathing behavior, right? in order to you crack your own whip on yourself in order to succeed. And then because we're cracking our own whip, we're waiting for somebody else to say, hey, good job, you don't need to crack the whip anymore. It's all inside. Our greatest teacher is inside us. And it goes back to, interestingly enough, cosmically enough, to that sacred sound dome, that vibration. Listening internally, what kind of frequency are we operating on? You practice listening day in and day out. Practice hearing your thoughts. Practice listening to your energy as it responds to relationships, crises, as it responds to politics. You're not being asked to be a perfect human being that is well-behaved all the time. You're being asked to be a true human being that has triggers and flaws and insecurities, that will feel anger and fear. And then the work and the practice is to how to hold space for yourself, how to wrap your arms around yourself when that occurs, so that we're not looking for it elsewhere. Then it just comes, when it comes elsewhere, it's just like an extra thing. So, I don't know if that's exactly where you're going, dear sweet Patrick. For some reason, I can't get the rest of the message, but I will definitely look at it later. And thank you so much for bringing that up. It's so brave to just kind of vomit your stuff out on these feeds. For years, this has been an issue with me. Me too, me too, me too, me too, yeah. And then the community gets stronger and bigger, and we're holding space for each other to keep going inward. So it's not really a recognition from others in such a way that it's the only thing feeding us. It's not the validation that is feeding us from others, but just the support as we support ourselves. The support from others as we support ourselves, because it's really easy to miss the supporting of the self and just shoot yourself out, just propel yourself out to supporting everybody else, because that makes us feel good. That makes us feel strong and in control. Nothing wrong with it. Thank you for sitting with me. Move around in your seat for a few moments. Get in touch with your body. Give it a little wake, give it a little shake. Toss yourself about to a degree that feels kind of fun and playful. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Couple more, loosen the spine. And then some time to sit. If it feels comfortable for you, close your eyes, meet yourself. If you're choosing to keep your eyes open, just soften your gaze and slightly tilt it down. Let's drop heavily down toward the base of our hips, releasing through the bum and thighs. Slowly making some space in the midsection of the body as we elevate through the spine. Gradually making some space across the top of the chest as we broaden through the collar. take some time to release the hold of the face, the scrunch, the clench, spreading wide across the forehead, releasing at the hairline, softening through the temples, descending through the jaw, releasing the ears, and crawl your attention inward. And whatever comes through, positive, negative, bittersweet, everything, nothing, whatever comes through, notice your breath. Allow your breath to partner to the experience you're having inside, in such a way that the breath not only values the experience you're having inside, everything, nothing, bitter, sweet, positive, negative, however it shows up, not only does the breath value the experience internally, but it validates it. As you breathe it, you reel it. As you breathe it, it becomes real. And you don't have to judge it if it shows its face as something that's not very pleasant. Right? Especially now, during this great, great time of turmoil. We must allow ourselves to get real, to feel what we feel. And it's when we allow ourselves to feel what we feel, we are executing support for oneself. We are strengthening our arms as they wrap around ourselves. And then in addition, we do that for each other. In addition to, we do it for each other. Soften inside you, particularly at your gut. Notice the breath moves, that it has a pulse, a rhythm, that it's an expression of internal vibration. And don't be afraid to vibrate on a negative frequency for a few moments. Own your truth. It will eventually shift. Partner to yourself as you have an authentic experience inside. Make room inside the midsection of the body for the breath to flow from the navel to the chest on the inhale, and the chest to the navel on the exhale. Watch it move. Give it your attention. It's supporting you. It's validating you. It is your lifeline. We will start to slowly build upon this breath in such a way that it cleans the lungs, it strengthens them, so that we can take on more through a full breath. Empty from the underbelly, as slowly as possible. And breathe in. And gently retain in. Gradually breathe out. Gently retain in. Slowly breathe in. Gently retain in. Gradually breathe out. Gently retain in. Breathe in. Retain. Breathe out. Retain. Breathe in. Retain. Breathe out. Retain. Release the lock of the belly. Let the breath open, let the breath flow, move the body. Lightly throw your breath, lightly toss your body. Loosening into your current reality. Noticing any shifts that have come through. And then a few more moments, may we tolerate ourselves, may we love ourselves. May the breath be the grand partner to whatever comes through, whatever shows its face inside. May it validate our insecurity, our anxiety, our fear, our anger. And as it does, know that you've got yourself. And know that we've got you. A few more moments here. Go to the breath. Hands to the heart. Make no mistake, this is a gesture of unity, and it starts with you, the partnership, you to you. Breathe in. Vibration, and it's always good vibration when we're aware of it, right? No matter what it is and how it shows up, it's a good vibration because we're aware of it and we're partnering to it. We're validating it, no matter what. Namaste. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see so many new names popping up. Thanks for popping in and joining us, here at Shakti, here in your living room, here in your office, here in your garden, wherever here is. We are together. We are together through this crisis. I hope that helped. Thank you once again for just, outing your stuff, sharing what it feels like to be a human walking this earth, especially today, and noticing, once we share it, once we out it, we start to realize how much we've changed, how much we've grown, right? So you're giving yourself the thumbs up. Thank you for any and all contributions that have come this way over this these crazy 6, 7, 8 months. I don't even know what we're at now. All my offerings I buy by donation if you feel moved to do so. If you have an income providing that, it's all going to support this beautiful building and space in hopes that we might return to it soon, as well as, this is my only gig, so it most definitely puts food on my table in deep gratitude. I'll be with you guys every Monday, Wednesday, Friday here at noon. Thank you for all the heart bombs, etc. What are those other things? I still don't know what they are. The yellow, weird, red things. What is that? What is that? Somebody tell me what that is. I'm here with you Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon, and on Zoom. And if you know someone that might need this, and they don't have social media, they can find me on YouTube, Shakti Ma Michelle at Shakti Yoga. Have a blessed day. Let us seal it and let us send it simply because we can. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with an easy heart. Namaste. Local folks, I will aspire to be in the back parking lot if weather shifts, and know that I'm also on Zoom this evening. You can request the recording for physical practice.